In this episode of the WeenieCast, I'm going to be going into why you do not actually want to go viral on social media. So, from time to time, I will collaborate with other coaches, other creators in the ADHD space. I will go and do pop up trainings. I'll be a guest on their podcast. I will write something for their blog that will help their clients. Because one of the things that I love about this whole community, the coaching community, the ADHD community, is that it is so supportive. It's so supportive, and sometimes I run into some really harmful messaging. And it's really disappointing to see other people in the ADHD coaching space giving dangerous advice to their clients. I did a training recently where I was training on social media, a few different platforms of social media. And when I got to talking about LinkedIn, which is a really, really tough social media platform for a lot of new business owners to tackle because it feels like it has to be so professional. And so when you start on LinkedIn, when you start on any social media platform, you're not going to get a ton of engagement, right? Because you're brand new. You don't have any followers, right? You don't know what works yet. Like, I'm going through this currently on TikTok. I'm okay on TikTok. I'm sure I'll get better over time, but the engagement, the comments, the likes that I get are insignificant compared to what other creators get on the platform, right? So one of the teachings that I bumped into while I was running this training is that ADHD business owners have to chase the dopamine, and that the dopamine comes from likes and comments. This means that there are some ADHD business owners who are being advised to go onto social media platforms where they are going to get the max amount of likes and comments so that they can get that dopamine drip. This is some of the most dangerous advice because this is the foundation for addiction. When we tie our dopamine release to the results of our actions, we become slaves to getting those results, right? There's a reason why people with ADHD have a real predisposition to gambling addictions. Because when you're at the slots or when you're playing blackjack, I don't gamble. I'm just thinking of things. And you're putting your cards down and you're winning some chips, or you're like hearing the bells and you're getting some coins. That gives you a release of dopamine, right? And what do we do when we get dopamine? We want more dopamine. So we get all the stimuli, we feel like we've won, and we get this influx of dopamine. What happens when we get that influx of dopamine is we want more dopamine, right? Because we have an inconsistent amount of it in our bodies, right? We learn the different things that give us dopamine. It's why we get obsessed with the same song over and over again. It's also why we become obsessed with one meal because it releases dopamine for us, right? We cannot moderate our dopamine. Now, if we already can't moderate our dopamine, and we are telling ourselves, if we already cannot moderate our dopamine and we're creating practices in our business that make us reliant on factors that are already outside of our control to release that dopamine for us, that is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for serious social media addiction. And I know we throw this term around a lot, but let me tell you, it's just as dangerous as any other addiction. And it's especially dangerous if you have ADHD and you are a business owner who's running your business through social media. It's not like you can take a break from it. One of the most important things that business owners have to do is make sure that their relationship with social media stays healthy. So I was in this training the other night, and the coach that I was talking to was talking about how hard it was to get a dopamine drip from LinkedIn, because when you're just starting out on LinkedIn, you're not getting a lot of feedback. You're not getting notifications for likes or for comments, and the notifications that you are getting really don't have anything to do with you. And it struck me that I've been seeing this a lot lately, especially since LinkedIn. If you're familiar with LinkedIn, the platform has undergone some changes in their algorithm. Even top creators are getting far less engagement and views on their posts than they were just a few months ago. So everyone with ADHD on LinkedIn, or most of the people, are flipping the fuck out because they're not getting the same results that they used to. Now, the problem here is that they're tying that dopamine drip to the results. And that can lead you down a really dark and twisty path. So, the dangers here are not just that you could become addicted to social media. The danger is also that you get addicted to the likes and comments and the engagement that you get on your posts. So, you start posting more stuff that will get you more likes and comments. Now, let me tell you from experience, the posts that get the most likes and comments for me usually don't get me a whole lot of clients. The posts that get me a ton of clients are usually the ones that get the least amount of likes and comments. And let me just use my dog, Luna, the sheepadoodle, for an example here. So I can post a picture about her and tell a really funny story about something stupid that she did. Now, that post is going to get crap ton of engagement because everyone who likes dogs or who has a dog or who's ever seen a dog do something stupid can easily write a comment on that post. They can also like it. So those posts are really important for you as a business owner to invest some time in. They don't have to have anything to do with your business, but they do help you grow your network, right? And we're not just trying to get in touch with our ideal clients on social media, right? We're trying to get in touch with their parents, with their best friend from elementary school, with their neighbor, with their former coworker. All these people who will see our content and think, oh my God, my friend, my sister, my daughter needs to see this. Let me send it to them. Okay. So making those posts and getting that engagement is super important. But if you are chasing the dopamine drip of the likes and comments, you run the risk of only chasing likes and comments. You're going to stop posting things that really drive business, that bring in clients, that bring in money into your business. And let me tell you, if you're not making money, if you're not serving clients, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. And hobbies do not pay the bills. Now, how do you overcome this? So, one of the things that I stress with my clients, and I'm going to start stressing it more now that I'm aware that there's this bad advice being given out there, that you get to give yourself the dopamine drip over the action you take, not the results you get. So, what does that mean? So, if you have a non negotiable that you're supposed to post to Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn every single day for 3 months, once you post to each one of those, you get to cross it off your list. You get to celebrate that you got that thing done. That is where your dopamine drip comes from. We have to stop tying our wins to the results that we're getting because we have no control over the results. Like I said previously, LinkedIn has changed its algorithm dramatically over the last 3 months. We have no control over that. Hell, we don't even understand half of the things that happen with social media and the algorithm, right? There are full-on conspiracy theories across all the platforms about what's happening. Okay, we can only guess. And a great way to make yourself go absolutely insane is to tie your ability to have dopamine in your system to things that are absolutely completely out of your control. So, what are the things that are in your control? A, posting daily. If you posted something, I don't care if it was a beautiful, well written piece of copy that invites people to be your client. Also, I want to remind you someone can be really, really good at creating content for social media. It doesn't mean that they have a successful business on the back end. Also, their business model might be absolutely different from yours. If you're a coach and you charge $1,000 a month for people to work with you, your business is massively different from someone who is selling a $27 ebook. They have to make a crap ton more sales than you do to be able to make ends meet. They need a bigger audience. The fact that they have that bigger audience does not mean a damn thing as to whether or not they're making sales. One of the ways that I have really worked to counteract this seeking of dopamine from the results and not the actions is by creating little checklists for myself every single morning. So I actually created this whole little checklist thing on Canva. I'm sharing the link at weeniecast.com/daily routine. Another element that you can do if you want to try to train your brain away from getting dopamine from seeing comments and likes on your posts is by actively going and supporting other people's posts, going and commenting on people in your industry, going and liking and commenting the posts of people who you sense might be your ideal client that you're looking to work with. Because instead of just getting a random comment or a like on something that you've posted, You actually get to create relationships with people out there. And creating relationships, creating connection is always going to be more powerful for your business than chasing likes and comments. And at the end of the day, social media is essentially gambling. You're gambling with your time. You're gambling with your creativity. You have no idea if a post is going to go viral or if it's going to flop massively. A really dangerous thing that you can do is tie your dopamine, your worth, your sense of self-success to the results because you have absolutely no control over it. The best thing that you can do is tie your dopamine to taking consistent action every damn day and celebrating not only when you do the thing, but when you do the thing and you get better at it. If you're advising your clients to chase the things that are outside of their control to get that dopamine, I want to give you some credit here. You probably don't realize how unhealthy that is. You probably don't realize how dangerous that is for your clients, but please stop doing that.